Hey everybody, our girl Claudia gone. This your girl LB, and we're gonna have a quick little memorial for our girl Claudia, cause RIP to a real one. If anybody asks you where I'm going up yonder. Let me tell you something else, okay? Going up yonder will be played at a black person's funeral. I don't care. The family will be in color, in a specific color, okay? And if you didn't get the memo about the color, then you're not in a family like that. I got me a little, you know what I'm saying? If there's any YouTube police outside, this is lemonade, but if you cool, then you already know that it's not, okay? Because Claudia would have wanted me to have a drink. I feel like we should have wore yellow because that was when she was weighing on her way out the door, okay? And, you know, if anybody asks you where I'm going up yonder. All right, so we had the repass now, baby. We can speak freely. The episode is called I Couldn't Prevent It. But here, I could not prevent it lie, okay? Because Claudia, my God, today, she didn't deserve the life that was handed to her. She ain't asked for that man to drag her out that building. She would have probably been better off dead. Damn, but I tell you what, though, she wasn't about to play with y'all on the way out the door. Okay, she said, y'all gonna kill me anyway. So guess what? I'm about to tell it like it is, okay? Let's get into episode 7 because we had to repass so I can speak freely now, okay? I don't have to be an upstanding member and carry myself with decorum, all right? I can just say what the hell I want. So, y'all, I'm LB. I'm sorry. This is my channel. Please subscribe. It's fun over here. I'm sorry. I got to get into the review because it was so good. Okay, so the episode opens up, y'all, and, you know, they jump in Louis and Claudia and Madeline in some potato sacks. Baby, they done shoved them in some potato sacks. And they beating the shit out of them at the bottom of the Theatre de Vampire. Y'all already gonna murder them and y'all that mad at them? Goodness great. Claudia, Louis, and Madeline have been put on the stage at the Theatre de Vampire with Santiago as the judge and the rest of the coven members. Baby, they got them English wigs on. Baby, they ready to judge the hell out them people. And the Theatre de Vampire is jam-packed, okay? Ain't no fire marshal code, baby, because them jokers was hanging off the rafters. They was eating it up, okay? The coven members were preventing Louis and Claudia from saying anything. They would just like scramble their little brains so they couldn't say anything. Claudia was pissed. And Madeline, when I tell you that baby was comatose, let me tell you something. Madeline, what happened to Madeline is akin to getting a job at a bank, all right? And you training for 1 week at the bank. And on your last day of training, somebody come in and rob the bank and murder your ass. That is just, she just got here. So Claudia was trying to tell people like, hey, we don't know we don't know nothing. Like, Lestat ain't teach us nothing. And Santiago was like, girl, zip it. You don't need to say nary another word because we have your 17 diaries on display in a wonderful mahogany box at an angle so that the audience can see, baby. You don't have to say nothing else to us, baby. When I tell you, Santiago was eating it up. He was like, this is my moment, okay? Louis did try to, you know, attack Santiago, but they had cut their like ligaments in their like Achilles in the back of their legs so that they couldn't walk. And I'm like, bro, chill. Like, that's overkill. Why are you messing with their ankles? It's a bit much. Baby, we didn't have to wait long for my stat T poo to come through. Baby, when I tell you the way that Lestat was serving me the up in this episode, baby, my nethers had to leave the room. Straight up and down. It was like, I'm gonna go in the living room. You stay here in the bedroom, and I'm gonna go in the front and get like some fresh air or something, baby. Because I was like, yo, he was looking so good, bro. And I'm like, am I attracted to this white man? Because yeah, I think, yeah. Something about, to me, when a man wears all black, but it don't look like they like about to commit a felony. Sam Reed, 504 area code, my love, okay? I don't, you know, I can't even get the words out my mouth, child. I can't go any further without expressing my sheer and utter confusion about why this show is not a smash hit in the United States of America, at minimum. The performances in this show, the only thing I could think of is that it's on AMC Plus. But I can't even really give it that because, well, it's on AMC. But I can't even really give it that because you know what else was on AMC? Was The Walking Dead. And that show had the entire globe in a chokehold. Like a literal, still to this day, in a chokehold. I can't understand why this show is not getting awards because the show is so good, y'all. It's so good. And the performances in this show are, I told you, they piss me off. They really do. They make me so angry because they're so good. Sam, call me. We'll take you to get a boozy snowball at minimum, and we could just sit and talk, and I can gaze into your eyes and look at your jawline. Lestat starts telling his story, baby. He's giving us some context, some background, some texture to the story. If I wasn't an old ass lady, I would have been on my belly with my feet swinging in the air back and forth like I would have did when I was watching either TGIF or Saturday Morning with like Sweet Valley High and like California Dreams and stuff. And he's talking about his first love, Nikki, that he was a violin player. Remember when Armand had broke his neck on the curb that one time? About how he loved this boy so much, and that he died by his own hand. Meaning Nikki, took his own life, right? And so he was like, well, with the help from other people. And so we see Armand in a box being guarded by a vampire, Dwight Schrute. Now, listen, if you're gonna put a vampire on an ancient security detail, you know what I'm saying? Don't get vampire Dwight Schrute, okay? Because all he worried about is them beats and that phone and paper, okay? He not really checking for nothing else. You want me to think, okay, that Armand, with his old ancient ass, is worried about vampire Dwight Schrute guarding him, and that his punishment was to watch the trial or whatever? And I call bullshit. Armand could snap all their necks at one time. He could freeze time and just slit everybody's throat and toss them in the fire like that lady did. Why did she do that? Why would she throw herself in the fire? Be serious. We got stuff to talk about. Baby, I was devastated when Nikki died, okay? I wasn't no more good. So what I did was I buried myself like a tulip bulb, all right, in the dirt for 100 years. I didn't eat. I just was in there. Y'all was walking on top of me, baby. Y'all ain't even know. The only sounds I heard was the sounds of the roots growing around me. That's some scary shit. Like, in the dark, cold, can't see nothing, can't really hear nothing, and all you could hear is roots growing around. Anxiety. Now we get the tea on how Louis and Lestat met and got together, according to Mr. de Leoncour. According to Lestat, he said because he was so devastated about losing his love, Nikki, he said, you know what, I'm gonna pop up out this dirt, baby. I'm gonna dust my shoulders off literally and go ahead and go to America. And so he said, well, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and go to New Orleans because New Orleans is the daughter of Paris. And I'm gonna go there and I'm just gonna start anew. Remember in the first season, we saw Lestat see Louis threaten his brother because his brother was at the, I was about to call it the whole house, child. I don't want to call it the whole house. At the house of ill repute. I don't know. You know where the hoes be at. So that's what he was coming over there to preach. And Louis was like, I done had enough of you. If you don't get up out of here, I'm going to go ahead and slit your neck. Okay. And Lestat saw that and he was like, ooh, who that is? According to Lestat, Louis saw him and was like, boy, I need you. But because it was 1909 or something, I don't know, child, and because he was a black man in the South, he not gonna be like, hey boy, you look really good to me, I would like to bed you. He just was subconsciously thinking it. Lestat was like, every time I went to the local brasserie, every time I went to the corner store, I don't know what the equivalent would be in the 1909s, baby, but wherever he went, Louis was there like, hey, let me, you know how it goes. Now, while he's telling his story, there's a group of soldiers there, right? And we could see they keep flashing to this soldier, and the soldier is looking uncomfortable while he's telling their love story. And so the soldier hollers out a slur, like a homophobic slur, right? I don't know what he did that for. I guess he thought, this is just a play. They ain't gonna do nothing. They just gonna ignore me. I'll stop you right there. Because Lestat said, oh, you got something to say? You disgusted because I'm a man and I love another man? Oh, that's what makes you disgusted. So you here with some of your partners, huh? I think your partners will be disgusted to know that you're a coward, baby. You went AWOL. You was trying to lead them in the lurch, literally. Your dumb ass can't even read a map. And when you left your partners, one of them lost their arm. They in here with you. Y'all got matching tattoos like you a hero. You ain't no hero. You a coward. So now who's disgusted? I bet you they disgusted with you. And I say, hell yeah, Lestat. You know they say the squeaky wheel get the grease, baby. You talking loud, you squeaking loud, you need some grease. Let me give you the grease. And Lestat gave him the grease. Got to give homophobic people the grease at all times, baby. It could be the grease or the smoke, whichever one you like. Then they start talking about companionship and loneliness, and they start explaining to the audience, well, Santiago does, explaining to the audience, you know, a vampire needs companionship. And so one of my cousins, thank you cousin, told me about that in the comments, right? About how vampires really need, because I'm thinking vampires is like, you know what I'm saying? But vampires is like, we can do that, but let's do that together, because I don't want to be by myself, because I ain't never gonna die. So like, let's just lock it down, just establish a rapport. Let me tell you something. The way Lestat walked down them stairs and was looking around in the audience to like give a demonstration to, I'd have been like, went over to this man and was like really close with this guy and was like holding hands, and I was like, I want to try it out. Made him feel, by holding his hand, what loneliness would be like for a vampire. Louis is saying in present time that back then at the trial, Lestat made him see what actually had happened. Basically, Louis said Lestat was telling the truth. And everything that we saw Louis say in season 1 and all the way up to now has not been accurate. And I blame that little sexy vampire next to him, Armand, okay? Remember we had choked Claudia out? I might have a little something I need to discuss with my therapist. I don't know. Louis and Lestat had been in a little rut, baby. You know how it go, you know what I'm saying? You got a little, you know, you get a little mundane, you know what I'm saying? It just, you know, it's like, I know you here. I know I'm gonna give you that yam. I know you're gonna give me the yam. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna get a drink. It's gonna be fine. You know, Louis had put that man inside on the outside in season 1 and started a race ride, and all the stuff got burned, which is where Claudia came from. So Louis brought Claudia back to the house and was like, hey, you know, make her like us. And then, you know, because they were in such a rut, and Louis was like begging him, she could be our daughter. And, you know, I'm gonna be so happy. I'll never leave you if you just do this one thing for me. And it's like, I can't do it. Like, she gonna be crippled. Like, what you want me to do? The child is a child. And because Lestat knew how it felt to be lonely and to be alone for 100 years, he was like, I don't want to risk that again. And so he begged him and got on his knees, but he did drag Claudia across the like a baby doll. Like, why was he dragging that girl like that? So you mean to tell me now she got burns all over her body and a dislocated shoulder? Damn, Louis, you could have picked up. You ain't had to drag the girl like that. Anyway, so Louis begged Lestat, baby, and he was like, if you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So he tried to make Claudia. So he slit his wrist and was trying to get Claudia to drink his, you know, his blood. But Lestat was like, that's not even how you can do it. You're doing it wrong. Let me do it, move. And so at the trial, he was like, listen, if y'all gonna charge them, y'all gonna have to charge me too. Lestat kept going off script, and Armand in present time was like, you can't script a hurricane, baby. Bars. That was, I love. And he starts talking about how Claudia went wild out. You know, she was hiding nipples and titties and stuff all in her room, and she was murdering people and putting them under the ground. And, you know, we below sea level down here, child. One good rain and the people's gonna pop up like some little jack in the box. But, you know, they had a problem with Claudia, and that Claudia ended up leaving, and Louis blamed himself, and that had an impact on their relationship. We saw they was living in squalor. I don't even know how Lestat allowed himself to live in squalor with Louis, baby. They had raccoons in the house and gerbils and shit all over the place. It was a hot ass mess. And so Lestat was like, hey, listen, my yam was lonely. I had to go get me a little spooky. I went and got me a little friend, and, you know, Antoinette. And so that's where Antoinette came from. So it looked like in season 1, from what I remember, that Lestat was like cheating on Louis with this lady, and that, you know, it wasn't about him, you know, just kind of needing companionship. Lestat will tell me a joke, but he ain't never gonna tell me a lie. I just really feel like he was telling me the truth. Like, I was like, oh my God. Because at first when he started, y'all, I was like, okay, well, he's an actor. Because he started talking about how he was gonna get a croque madame from the brasserie over here, and he was going to the tennis match, and, you know, just kind of fucking around a little bit. But then, like, he really got into it, baby. And I really felt like he wasn't acting. He was really telling his story. Now, I don't believe that it's the whole truth. I don't believe the whole truth has been told just yet. But I do believe what Lestat was saying. I ain't gonna hold you, because the way he just looked like he was in pain telling the story. But it was more, it was like, you know how when you get a burn, or maybe, I hope none of y'all have gotten a burn, but from what I know, if you get a severe burn, they have to like clean it. They gotta like scrape all the dead skin off, and they can't really like give you nothing to help with that. You just kind of gotta go through the pain of getting the, like, they gotta debris all the little, burn area or whatever. And you just kind of got to deal with it and suffer that pain. And that's what Lestat looked like. It was like he was having to just go through it to tell his story at this trial. So of course Claudia come back and all hell breaks loose, because Claudia is like, say bro, you don't have to stay in here with this raccoon in this basement, baby. You can come with me to Europe. And of course they went head up. See, I didn't get any fight scenes this season. I got one in this episode, but it was like a reenactment of what they did last season, and it was so good, y'all. I really need to talk to my therapist because it was hot. It was like it was blood everywhere. And then Lestat was like, Cherie, I don't want to fight like this. I'm trying to restrain myself. What? Shut up. And so after a while, he was like, okay, goddamn it, you done broke my little vampire nose. You not listening. You trying to kill me. Let me take your ass to the NASA space station. Okay, let's have a conversation up there, because I'm trying to talk to you and you're not listening. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's how y'all ended up in the stratosphere. Okay, because the stat was like, God damn it, cut it out. Santiago was like, and so, you took him up there. You weren't trying to like kill him, you know what I'm saying? Because we vampires. Like, you could take him up to Mercury, baby, and drop him down, and it's really not gonna be that big of a deal. And Lestat was like, let me stop you right there. I wanted to hurt him. I watched him fall from the sky and grab the air. And the monologue, baby, that Lestat gave when he was talking about this part of their story, Samuel Reederson, I don't even know that's his last name for real. Don't make me mad, because I feel so proud of them. I feel like a mom, like watching my child do a really good job at their play. And I'm just really like beaming with joy, because the monologue was so good. And he like apologized to Louis for hurting him and for like purposefully trying to hurt him. Y'all know I'm a G. Straight out the night wall, baby. I don't do the giggly wigglies and the smoogly moogly misty eye kind of stuff, but that like scene really got me, bro, because he really was so sad. And I didn't get that feeling about Louis' story from what I remember. I don't think I did, baby. And to tell you the truth, baby, did Armand magic and glamour me, baby? I don't know what's going on. But from what I feel like I remember right now, I didn't feel the same kind of sympathy that I feel for Lestat telling his story that I did for Louis telling his story, because I feel like Louis telling his story is not his story. Like, I feel like Armand got his hand on his brain like a little marionette puppet and just is like pulling the strings and stuff and telling him what to say and what to feel and making him think stuff and like, piecing together the puzzle for him. And it's just not Louis. But Lestat was totally Lestat telling that story. And I also was I wish they would have shown Armand more during these scenes, but I know they couldn't. But I was thinking about Armand, like, what is Armand thinking while he's having to watch this, and what was he feeling? You know what I mean? Because Armand is like, if they have a group of 3 people, right? If you in a threesome of friends, there might be a floater, like friend 1 and 2 real close, and they might go to your class and not invite the 3rd friend, but they might invite the 3rd friend to like brunch and stuff, but then they go somewhere after brunch and they don't tell the 3rd friend. Armand is like the floater, and he's sitting there watching Lestat give this impassioned explanation and story about his love for the love of his life. Messy, that is. Lestat says, I couldn't make him love me. I couldn't force him to feel what I was feeling or like return the affection that I was showing him. So I broke him. He was a broken thing. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Baby, Claudia had been sitting there the whole time seething. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just toe up with the anger, okay? She ain't got her feet barely attached to her body. Because I forgot to tell y'all, they threw her in the rat box, baby. Let the rats eat her. She got rat bites all over, blood all over. Like, her little face is all swollen up. Her ankles all gone, child. They downstairs somewhere. And she gets up to let everybody know exactly how she feels about all that shit y'all got going on in this place. So we done had all the testimony. Now it's time for the sentencing, all right? So Madeline Potain goes first. Madeline has been hypnotized more than Notorious B.I.G. did to us back in the 90s. Okay, she just was going through it, poor thing. And I know she was like, how the hell did I get here? Okay, you know what I'm saying? You got a little different situation, so you could either join the coven, all right, and get down with us, or you could go ahead and die. And she gets up in front of the thing and she says, my coven is Claudia. I'm choosing my baby. Okay, y'all can go ahead and go to hell. Okay, Claudia gets up. Santiago's like, listen, sis, there ain't really too much deliberation we got for you, because you just death for you. And so Claudia's like, so that's cool. Let me just ask y'all one quick favor. They have a man up there in the little top part. Take your hat off for me. And so he takes his hat off. And she said, okay, cool. So I have seen all of y'all faces. If there is an afterlife, count your motherfucking days. All right, I'ma murder all y'all. And I really truly believe that for her. I wish her luck on that endeavor, because I feel like she deserves that. I feel like that's a good way to, you know, pass the time in the afterlife. It's just to go get all the people that fucked over you. I thought that was gangster. Claudia's a gangster. Okay, I love that for her. So now it's time for Louis. We had forgot about Armand, child, because he just been in that little side sandwich box and ain't been really saying too much. So Armand, when it comes time for Louis to do his sentencing, the audience can yell out what they want his punishment to be. And this could be death or banishment or whatever. So the audience is getting ready to say death. And they get on that first syllable, baby, and ain't no more. Okay, they get the d, and they can't do it because Armand is choking their larynx, baby. They just can't say nothing else, all right? And so Armand is in this box holding on for dear life, because it's taking a lot of strength for him to do that to like 200 people, right? And so he makes them all say banishment instead of death. And so now Louis has to be banished. They drag Louis away, put him in a coffin, and put little pebble rocks on him, the kind that you put in your garden, you know, in your yard and stuff when you're doing your little spring landscape. And child, they just covered his ass up so he couldn't move left or right or up or down. And he just had to stay there. He was alive and wasn't nothing wrong with him, child. He just had to stay there. And so somebody wrote his name on the outside of his little door, child, so they wouldn't forget where he was, because they didn't have no, like, you know, Dewey Decimal System to find all the damn people in that little room, because they had buku people in there. Unfortunately, Lord, they done fried up Claudia and poor Madeline, Lord. They done turned them into some barbecue ashes. And Claudia, you know, she's just very, you know, defiant. So when they were cooking her, okay, poor Madeline, you know what I'm saying, she just was hollering. But Claudia started smiling and singing, I don't like when doing no. She started singing the song from when she was Baby Lou, okay? Just very defiant, right? And so she looked over and saw Lestat. So the last thing she saw in this world was Lestat's face. And Lestat looked kind of sad about it. You know, it was very complicated for Lestat, but she saw his face before she went on out the game, baby. They didn't fried, died, and laid her to the side, Lord. And that, my friends, is where the episode ends. This was my favorite episode of the season, and in the top 3 of both seasons. Listen, if the acting keeps getting better, I'm not going to be able to watch the show next season. It's just going to stress me out too much. It's just going to be too good. I just don't understand why nobody's watching this show. Jacob, call me. Sam, call. 3-way. It still exists, okay? I had asked somebody that the other day. It still exists. We could be a thrup, okay? Let's thrup it up. Well, comment down below and let me know what you thought of this episode, y'all. How are we gonna end the season? What's going on? Like, what are your theories? What are your thoughts? How you feeling? All right, did you get a plate at the repast? Okay, they had fried chicken and red beans, and then they had cold drinks in the back in a cooler. So, like, did y'all eat at the repast for Claudia? Okay, they had a little picture of Madeline up there. I don't know if her family did anything, but Claudia's memorial had a little picture of Madeline at the memorial, just, you know, because that's her special friend. Okay, that is very black. I'll talk to y'all in the comments, y'all. Bye.